Hello and welcome to Pax Auto. Hello, do you want to get present? And today we're gonna be talking about gear. Yes, finally we are there because I have achieved greatness. Don't use this thing. I was doing some playtesting. Awful thing. Anyways, for getting the best gear, number one, I will explain to you what is the difference of the gears and what kind of gear you should be getting, okay? So let's get down to it. First, I'm going to explain to you what the tiers are. So look, in this game currently, there is many tiers of gear. Yes, there's 3. 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and that's it. Then within every star level, let's say, there is rarity. So you start from just common, uncommon, there's rare, epic, and the legendary type. And there is 3 types of gear. The yellow ones are defensive gear. Yes, they reduce the damage percentage on the leader himself. Then there is these protection precision ones. These are for leader offense. You can mix the sets too, based on whatever you want. But what I prefer is the tactical ones. Why? Because I play Merciless only, and because of that I need my soldiers to do damage. Okay, so because of that I repeat, I need to wear this. And you don't need that much damage on yourself. You're better off actually like just giving your soldiers some things too. So because no matter what you do, your soldiers will do enough damage to be at least like 50% of whatever you did. Even at times when I'm doing like 1,000,000 damage, my top squad person is actually doing so much damage these days that it's like I do 3 or 4 times more damage than that guy. So accumulatively, my soldiers do almost as much or more damage than me. And sometimes you gotta run away because on Merciless you can't just keep fighting. You get one-shotted. Most of the time you get one-shotted off of your whole shield and your HP. So I have to play with this one. Like, it's a must. But then within the rarity levels and variety stars, we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. So every tier, when the item gets like higher and higher, you get another bonus stat on it. What is that? Look, this is a legendary item that I'm equipping. This is a purple epic that I could equip or previously equipped. Look, this one has only 3 stats. The legendaries have 4 stats. Aside from that, you see minor stat changes between every tier. On the tactical gear, it's not that biggie. It starts like from 3 and it ends like at 4.5, even on 3 star when you're playing this one. But this part really is not important, okay? This part is kinda negligible. You can ignore the HP that you're getting and keep gear from the previous, let's say, star level because of these thingies. Yes, even though I don't recommend it that much, but I'll talk about that as well. About the weapons, the same thing. We will talk about weapons like in a completely other video, but I will go over them in a little bit as well because I will even make the weapon tier list. But what kind of gear is actually like the best gear? You can obtain like the recipes from just repeatedly doing explorations. And let me tell you one thing, you don't need to do complete sets. Okay, you do not need to get all of the set pieces like I did here. In the previous levels, do not waste that much time because no matter what kind of gear you get here, it is very replaceable in the next level. Yeah, and so far what I see, look, 15 max shield value, 1.7, 1.74, right? Let's go to the blue level of the same gear here. Okay, see, 15, 1.7, 48, 2.5. So why should you spend that much time? Then look here, 67. Oh, actually, look at this, 40, 2.25. See, look, see. There you go. Even a purple of the level 1 is gonna be trash. compared to the blue of the next level. But things change a little bit when we go higher. So a blue tactical gear, look, 48 2.5. Now we're gonna go to a blue of the 3rd level. Look, ta-da, 92, 3.5, 3.5, 10. Yeah. And these change drastically when you reach the 3-star level. But the most important part, as I said, is the micro stats that you're getting. Even the micro stats get boosted when you have a new star level. So my recommendation is, up until you get to 3-star, do not really waste that much time trying to get like the legendaries and so on, because oh, maybe you can't do the other levels. You will be. The game is very easy on a standard, at least for me it is. Like a standard is just meh, to be honest. So you don't even need like the legendary gear. But if you want to do higher difficulty, I would suggest you to get the legendaries as soon as you could, because everything matters. So on the first stage 1 or stage 2, do not waste that much time getting the gear. Just get to 3rd level. You will have to. You will have to. Yeah, you will have to. They will not allow you to do otherwise. let me tell you this. Later I will make the Merciless guides as well. You can play the gameplay video. You can watch the gameplay videos. But you have to basically like repeatedly make the same gear, because every time you make any of these gears, they're gonna spawn with a new kind of, let's say, stats. And what kind of stats you get, let me show you from here, and why I prefer it. I'm a micromanager, so because of several reasons, and I do testing, and then I choose a piece of gear that is fitting me. I'll go over the stats on my other gears as well. So for the tactical helmet, look, this is the one that I have equipped. You can see it here. I have negative 1.5 shield recharge, cooldown reduction, weak point damage, and soldier damage. Usually my gear does not have certain stats, like because look, there is no diminishing returns in this game, but it is always a good thing to keep your stats in balance, except your damage dealt in check in games that do not have, let's say, diminishing returns. You can put everything into damage and become a glass cannon. That's what I do most of the time. But sometimes getting minor stats and other things is a good thing as well, especially if you're playing roguelites. So look, my rest of my gear is going to be very different from the helmet, by the way. Look, shield recharge, because shield is something that they have to first blow up, and then they do damage to your main health most of the time, except if you are burning and you break your shield. So actually having a lot of recharge time reduction on your shield is not a bad thing. You can actually reduce this as much you want. It's like 3 seconds at max. But try to not overdo it. You don't need it that much. Just shift and jump 2 times, and your shield will start coming back. Like, if you want to cheat your way and cheese your way, basically, just playing whenever, like playing and fighting only whenever you have shield is a good tactic of surviving, let's say, higher tiers. Skill cooldown, why? Because I use, for example, 2 skills. One is shield. I will talk about that in another video. I use shield, and I use the damage increase on my minions. So I need a little bit of skill cooldown. I only got it so I get the biggest, let's say, change in the, let's say, stat gain from it. Weak point damage, I don't really go for this. This time I just went for it because I just wanted to. I prefer crit rate or pure damage, because you do not always do weak point damage. Yeah, it is not that much of a big deal. Because you have explosions, sometimes I use electricity that does not even apply like weak point damage, and so on and so forth. So I would not suggest, unless you are playing like a sniper rifle, and you want to just do headshot after headshot, and on the other weapons, no. On Merciless, weak point damage is useless, kinda. Except for killing the elites, then, believe it or not, elites are gonna be the least of your problems when you're, yeah, smaller mobs are your biggest enemies in Merciless. The elites are easy. And soldier damage, because, well, my soldiers are my love and joy in this life. And then when it comes to, like, the leather chest piece, look, damage reduction rate, max shield value, max health value, and damage dealt. Why I have this? This is the piece that gives me the most bonuses to my HP, because the chest piece has the biggest stats. So instead of getting these like time and time over again on my other set pieces, I decided to get my shield and max health like boosted with the chest piece. So if ever I want to reduce it, I just remove the chest piece. So I don't need to like do this one, change that one, change that one. I just have one that increases my total stats like in the most, let's say, best way. Then damage dealt, because, well, damage dealt is good, it's fantastic. I would have either went for crit rate or damage dealt, but damage dealt is pretty good. And damage reduction rate, because, oh god, I needed it. Yeah, I was getting one-shotted, so I had to put a little bit. Then soldier damage received a little bit. See, like, I have one. I literally have one of each of these kind of stats because I want to get the most out of the first bonuses. So in any kind of stat-based game that you play, the first 5% will give you the most value that you can get out of a stat system. So yeah, get at least one, unless like it's not your thing or it's not your playstyle. At least get like 5% on each of your stat levels. So whenever the numbers get too big, the small percentage does not let the numbers get inflated. Okay, this comes from a guy who makes world records for a lot of... I'm waiting for this game to get an endless mode so I can actually make another world record for this one. But let's see what happens. I think they will add an endless mode to this. Then we have crit damage, because crit is awesome. Then we have weapon attack speed. This is one of my biggest things. Yeah, I only got 50% attack speed increase because sometimes I play like single shot weapons, but rarely I do. I rarely do. There's a reason. Like, if you are, like, I would suggest on the hand piece, you can have two different ones whenever you're playing like slow weapons or single bullet weapons. Like, I don't know, like shotguns, sniper rifle, pistols, if the nebula pistol, not the blaster. If you're playing single hit, do not need attack speed. If you're playing weapons like this, yeah, you need attack speed. Especially on this thing, it's fantastic. Because this thing has actually like 46 ammo. I can kill a boss with one magazine with this. Okay. And when it comes to your boot, on my boot I have soldier damage reduction because my soldiers are my tanks, basically. I got crit rate here because, well, crit rate is awesome. But I don't go that much further on it. Yeah, I don't want to go more. And movement speed, basically, because I would suggest you to put this movement speed on the boot. If a boot does not have movement speed on it, like this, do not wear it. This amount of movement speed plus the, for example, why I have it too, look, that you can have movement speed on your weapons too. Some of the weapons actually do have movement speed increase. Let me see if I can find one. So based on your playstyle, you can actually have a little bit of movement speed on your, let's say, both weapon and let's say your, if I can find one, yeah, there we go. Instead of like looking for this movement speed thing, what I found is that the sweet spot for movement speed is like 10. So I got 11 on my boot, so I don't need to actually go for these movement speed, let's say, buffs on any of my weapons. Why do you need this movement speed? Because the speed of the projectiles each projectile from each mob in this game has a set projectile speed. So for example, with 11 movement speed, when I am just simply moving or walking, I can avoid, when I'm not looking downside, I can avoid most of the shots that the enemies are doing without the need to shift and just out from them. Dodging, let's say. Let's say roly-poly. You don't need to roll out of the damages with 11. So I prefer to have a static 11 movement speed on my boots, so I don't have to get it on my weapons. If I did not have it, I will suggest you, if it is your playstyle, or if you want to like, no, I'm not gonna get movement speed on my boot, at least find a way to get 10 movement speeds on any of your gear. If you don't have it, you're gonna get hit, or you will have to use your rolling too much, and that I do not suggest that. Yeah, especially if you're playing high difficulty, that is not gonna do it. About the rest of the gear, let me tell you this. Based on your playstyle, you have to do the same thing for your weapons. But well, as I said, I don't want to talk about that during this video, because weapons are another complete thing. But that is how you get your best gear. And if you think I missed anything, or if you like want to just talk about builds and so on, or if you have any questions, leave a comment. I answer all of the comments. Thanks for the subs, likes, memberships, supers, and everything else. If it's not time, I hope you love their babies, and if it's daytime, well, just talk to me. La lovers do, yeah. So, see you in the next video, fellas, and in the comment sections.